Midway through the 2011 season, Kenyan National and African Rally Championship contenders joined forces to take on their hardest challenge of the year, the KCB Safari Rally. The safari needs little introduction to its rich and colorful past, and although the event has evolved with the modern demands of the sport, it still ranks amongst the toughest test of man and machine, where endurance, stamina and reliability remain the key ingredients. The 2011 Safari was the 59th edition of the event, and with the return of the WRC on the horizon, the rally was returning to its roots, with none of the long back-to-back stages being repeated.
We have short sections, we have long sections. Short are twisty and rough, long are tiring for drivers, which they are not used to.
KCB were the event sponsors for the 9th consecutive year. Their commitment to the sport has led not only to a healthy and competitive local championship, but also to the growth and interest in rallying across East Africa, which was underwritten by the record entry of 76 cars taking up the KCB Safari Challenge.
As the greatest friend of motorsports in the region, we take much pride in partnerships we have established with the motorsports federations in Kenya, Uganda and Rwanda in recent years to develop, nurture and build local talent.
Meticulous preparation was the key to finishing the safari, and in the weeks leading up to the event, the cars underwent rigorous rebuilds and thorough tests, with even the smallest detail checked and checked again to ensure reliability.
We've now changed the springs to a newer type of spring, so I'm really hoping that will give me a slightly more improvement.
We have had the whole car stripped, totally built up.
We are putting everything back, doing a spanner check.
I've put in a lot of hours.
Personally, I'm ready.
We're running a bit out of time.
Sponsors proudly announced their teams and new colors were applied. It was an international event attracting entries from 5 African countries, all competing for the African Rally Championship, including teams from Madagascar and Burundi.
Nice.
The prestigious and centrally located Southern Sun Mayfair was the host hotel for the event, offering the internationals generous and memorable accommodation facilities set amongst lavish gardens and swimming pools, including providing the venues for the pre-event press conference and cocktail party.
We believe that the drivers and their teams are going to experience exemplary service from the hotel, and more than that, flexibility. And it should be something that they have leave Kenya having really experienced a great time.
The landmark Kenyatta International Conference Center, situated in the heart of Nairobi, is the traditional base of the safari, and it was here the cars gathered for the final scrutineering and documentation check. As each car arrived, the glamour and color added to the growing tension, with the atmosphere electric with anticipation as the clock counted down to the start. Underneath their jovial veneer, the drivers were pensive, each having set individual goals that were now up to them to achieve, with the backup of Lady Luck. The favourites for victory were Carl Tundo, who last won the safari in 2009, Alistair Kavanagh, the reigning Kenyan National Rally Champion, and Ian Duncan, the current championship leader. This would be Ian's best chance of repeating his safari win of 1994.
Yeah, I mean, everything has changed. Okay, there we had lots of international drivers, which was really great for the country and everything, but the route's probably what we'd have done in 2 afternoons, but yeah, I mean, you just have to go twice as fast because it's short, so it's still very competitive.
Having won outright in the 2 previous ARC rounds, Conrad Rautenbach only needed to win in Kenya to secure the 2011 title, but there was some concern as to whether the Ford Fiesta S2000 would last the distance.
Yeah, it's always a bit of a worry using an S2000 car, yeah, but we've done a bit of work on the car in South Africa and Zim and that, so it should be a bit better on the rough stuff, but we're going to do our best, and we'll just have to see what happens.
Jamie Whyte is the defending ARC champion, and his only hope of staying in the 2011 race was to finish ahead of Rautenbach.
My main competition is Conrad, and you know, let's be fair about it, Conrad is a brilliant driver, and the only way I can beat him is if he has breakdown, and so you know, possible I can give it the last shot of winning ARC 3 times in a row.
The safari rarely favors any prediction, and in reality any of the leading drivers had a chance of winning, including Jas Mangat or the strong Madagascan team headed by Joda Ranarivelo.
No, win is impossible. Oh God! No, we hope if we are in the top 10, it will be good.
The safari was also the first round of the KCB East African Rally Challenge, which would include the KCB Pearl of Africa Uganda Rally and the KCB Mountain Gorilla Rally of Rwanda.
The popularity of the challenge across the region has provided an opportunity for East Africans to identify new business opportunities which will be beneficial to our economies.
With all the formalities completed, the cars were parked side by side in the order they would depart. The safari is Kenya's premier motorsports event. It is a national occasion, and His Excellency Honorable Mwai Kibaki continued the honor of having the President of Kenya flag away the leading cars.
I take this opportunity to welcome all participants to our country and to wish them the best of luck in this year's event.
Peter Horsey, navigated by Piers Dakin, had been drawn to lead the field, and at the drop of the flag, the three-day 2011 KCB Safari Rally was underway. They were closely followed by Conrad, Rautenbach and Nicholas Klinger, the first of the internationals. Jamie Whyte and Phil Arconol from Zimbabwe were next, but the SUBARU N10 was reluctant to go anywhere. The electrics feeding the fuel pump had lost contact, and whilst it was a stressful moment, it was soon rectified and they were on their way.